Welcome to Gifford Gymnasium here at Wayne Hills High School in Wayne, New Jersey. I'm Max Blake alongside my beautiful co-host Mike DiFiore, and we bring you to a very sad but very positive at the same time event for late coach John Goldstein.
You know, Max, he was an iconic figure in this school. John Goldstein was one of a kind. He'll be missed. I mean, he had relationships with everybody, athlete or not. I mean, see him around school in the hallways. The guy was a friend, a true friend, a best friend, amazing. I mean, it's upsetting to think what this school's going to be without him. But tonight, you know, these kids, these fans, they're all coming out for John Goldstein. Absolutely.
Originally, they weren't supposed to play tonight's game after losing their coach just the other night, but all the players got together and decided that they were going to play and they were going to try their best home against Lakeland. Such a big game, so much on the line.
It was almost certain that this game and the next games following were not going to be played, and you know, the loss of John Goldstein.
Absolutely.
And the players just were like, you know what, coach, we're playing the game, and now everyone's here and they're ready.
Absolutely. Nothing but cheers here live at Gifford Gymnasium to a very warm welcome Patriot squad. We got to talk about the older players. Two players especially dealt with Goldie not only in basketball court but the football field as well. Eric Martinez and Martin Kilroy, both two strong football players who experienced 4 great, fantastic years with Goldie. Unfortunately, tonight was their first game without him.
Eric Martinez, Martin Kilroy, and Anthony Kenny, to mention another one, all 4-year relationships with John Goldstein. He was like their best friend, and you know, talking to those kids around school, this is their night. They're gonna play for that guy, and they're ready.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some of the younger folk now. We got sophomore stud Joey Kenny, who has 9 rebounds against Wayne Valley, a crucial win 2 weeks ago. He's putting up points in the paint whenever. Rebounds, shots. Scott Wills shoots a 3-point, misses it, gets his own rebound. Let's talk about key players in the paint.
You know, Joey Kenny is a force in the paint. At 6'1", 225 pounds, the kid dominates down there. He's a big body. He boxes out. Scott Wills, the leader of this team, as you mentioned before. And let's not forget about super sophomore Dorian Hodge. Missed the past couple of games with an upper respiratory infection. Dorian Hodge is going to come back tonight with a vengeance.
Absolutely. Up next, after this break, we will bring you to a beautiful ceremony honoring the late Coach Goldstein. And after that, we'll see what new coach Kevin Grimes does with his Wayne Hills Patriots. We'll be back after this.
Jimmy, speechless. This is, you know, our kids. It's all about our kids, man. They persevered. You know, it's all about our kids. They showed up to play, and you know, everybody rooting against them. And I don't know. Hopefully, they made the town proud.
Defensively, I've never seen it get better.
Listen, there isn't a better defensive coach in the country than Wayne Demikoff, and what he did, you know, against probably one of the best players in the state, if not the best player in the state. All credit goes to him and the 11 guys out there who went crazy. A lot of kids had to step up. A lot of kids didn't play this year, and they were thrown into this game, into the spotlight. They stepped up, and they just played great.
The officials in today's game are Rich Lustig and Gary Patterson. And introducing the coaching staff for the visiting Lancers, head coach Ryan McCarney and his assistant C.J. Burdett. And for the home team Patriots, head coach Kevin Grimes and his assistants Giovanni Roland and Rob Bohannon. And now for the starting lineups for the visiting Lancers, sophomore guard number 10, Jake Cavaliano, number 10. Junior guard number 11, Miles Landolfi, number 11. Senior guard number 3, Tristan Downey, number 3. Senior forward number 33, Dennis Goury, number 33. And senior forward number 22, Petko Lucek, number 22. And for the Patriots, captain and senior guard number 3, Scott Wills, number 3. Sophomore guard number 4, Dorian Hodge, number Ladies and gentlemen, on Tuesday evening, Wayne Hills High School sadly and unexpectedly lost a beloved coach and friend, John Goldstein. There are in this gymnasium tonight hundreds, if not many more, memories of a man we have all come to know and love as Goldie. His personality, his banter, his affability, and that amiable character are legendary here at Wayne Hills. Goldie started coaching sports years ago in the Wayne PAL. Eventually, he moved to spend almost 2 decades here at Wayne Hills, mentoring students in football, basketball, baseball, and softball. Just last year, as the head coach of the golf team, he was named Passaic County Coach of the Year. And we welcome this evening Goldie's family, his mom Barbara, brothers Charles and Jeff, and other family members, offering our sincerest sympathy. Tonight, basketball coach Kevin Grimes, his staff and players dedicate this evening's game to the memory of John Goldstein. Ladies and gentlemen, we respectfully ask for a few moments of silence in Goldie's memory. Thank you. And now, Wayne Hills 2009 alumni, Debbie Staluppi will lead us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular number singing air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, and welcome back to Gifford Gymnasium. What you just watched was a beautiful ceremony honoring the late coach John Goldstein, who was a beloved athletic assistant here for a while. He coached. What did he coach? He coached golf, basketball, football. You name it, he coached it. He was an impact on so many students here.
You know, I mean, I knew Coach Goldstein personally, and he was really just a true friend. I'm gonna miss that guy. I mean, athlete or not, the guy was just an influential part of everyone's life. And you know, we're joined actually here tonight by an alumni guest, John Vittas, and John knew Goldie personally as well. John?
Thanks, guys. It's really an honor to be here. Really appreciate you having me on the broadcast. It's been about 3 years since I called a game here on Wayne Hills TV, so it's an honor to be with you tonight. And, of course, like you said, Mike, I got to know Goldie very well over my 4 years here at Wayne Hills. Played baseball under him for 4 seasons. He was my head JV coach for my sophomore and junior year here at Hills, and that was certainly an emotional moment for everybody that knew him well.
It's an honor to have you, John. All right, so it looks like Lakeland receives the tip-off, and Wills will be playing aggressive defense. Loud student section from the cheerleaders. Foul call to traveling, and Patriots will get the first turnover of the game.
Look for this crowd to get into it early, Max. I mean, you see it up there. This is the biggest student section we've had all year, and rightfully so. And I think they're going to be a big factor tonight.
Absolutely. This student section is mean, and they're loud, and this is definitely a hard stadium to play in tonight for Lakeland. Torres looking to pass it over to Wills, brings it just above the halfway line. Takes it to the rim himself, pass to Kilroy, misses the layup. Kenny receives it and puts it in. First 2 points on the board, Joey Kenny for the Patriots.
Guys, this gym's going to be loud all night. There's no question about it. This is an emotional game for this town, and I would be surprised if Lakeland was able to pull this one out. Not to jump to any conclusions here, but just based on the energy in this gym already, you know everybody's going to be behind this black team.
Absolutely. It's going to be hard for Lancers to get a road win tonight as a loud crowd from the Wayne Hills student section. A foul called on sophomore Joey Kenny, number 35.
Joey Kenny's going to be active under there all night along with Martin Kilroy. They're dealing with a 6'9" center, so they're going to have their work cut out for him. Tallest kid they've seen all season, but really look for Joey Kenny and Martin Kilroy to try to use their power instead of their height to give the center trouble.
Absolutely. Very aggressive play so far, as it looks like number 22 for Lancers will take the first free throw shots of the game. Makes the first one.
This is Petro Lusic for Lakeland, and like you said, he's got a few good inches on everybody compared to all the Wayne Hills postmen. But like you said, they're going to have to outmuscle him down low, push him around a little bit in the paint. And guys, I'm impressed with your student section. First impressions of the season.
Absolutely. Very intimidating, but he sinks both shots as the score will be tied 2-2. Hill's taking it up, pass to sophomore Dorian Hodge. Gets around a few defensemen. Inbound pass to Kilroy. Little trouble fighting for it. Jump ball called. And the possession will be in favor of the Patriots.
As I said before, Kilroy and Joey Kenny are going to have their work cut out for him down low. But again, as the game goes on, we look for them to use their power, boxing out, because number 22 on Lakeland doesn't seem to be the biggest kid either.
Giving Scott Wills an open three, misses the opportunity. And Lancers will recover.
And that's what Height can do for Lakeland right there. Lusic was able to step out and defend that three, and he got a piece of Wills' shot there.
And an easy two-piece for the Lancers.
And Joey Kenny and Scott Wills and the leaders for this Wayne Hills team are going to have to adjust to the height of Lusic down low because he's already altered 2 shots by the Patriots. So they're going to have to be, Joey's going to have to use his body down low and box out, and Scott Wills is going to have to use his ball fake to get around the big man.
Absolutely. You're talking about a Wayne Hills, a team with a lack of height and a lack of height in their schedule. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to get around to such a player of such size. Pass to Torres. Dorian Hodge has it. Trouble passes it back to Torres. Looking around. Back to Hodge once more. Wills is open on the end there, but another pass to Torres. Looking to get around a few defenders. Back to Hodge, has trouble picking it up, recovers it, takes it to the basket himself. Picked up by Wills, out to Torres for a three. Just misses, but he recovers himself as he takes it back to the basket. Picked up by 25. Kenny has it to Dorian Hodge outside for a three. And there's your first 3 points of the game by sophomore Dorian Hodge. Incredible play by the Patriots.
The Patriots kept that play alive. Second chance points. I always say to follow your shot. And, there's a super sophomore, Dorian Hodge, with a splash from range.
Absolutely. What a great shot he has. Wayne Hills is going to have to tighten their defense. And a foul here. Senior number 3, Scott Wills.
Max, this crowd was waiting to erupt on that first three-pointer. You could feel the energy coming out of that corner all night long, and they finally got a chance to cheer.
Absolutely. They've been waiting a while for this one. An inbound pass to the Lancers. Three's outside. He'll take the shot. Miss it. Wills recovers, taking it down. Pass to Dorian Hodge, who puts it up for another easy 2 points. Patriots take an early lead of 7-4 with about 5 minutes and 8 seconds left in this first quarter.
And as soon as Kevin Grimes came on to coach this team, that's their philosophy. They like to get out and run. You'll hear him after every possession, sprint, and that's what he does.
Absolutely. You're talking Wayne Hills, a team who's historically not strong in the basketball department. Under first-year coach Kevin Grimes, their first place in the Big North. And a missed three from Lakeland will send it back to Hills.
And Max, that's exactly what I was talking about. Joey Kenny getting in front of the big man Lusick.
Absolutely. And it will be a offensive foul.
This game's going to be up to Coach Grimes to game plan against Lusick. He's already altered 4 or 5 shots for the Patriots, but Scott Wills has had great court vision like you see right there.
Absolutely, and you give Dorian Hodge more room and he'll keep scoring as Wayne Hills takes a 10-4 lead and Lancers call your first time out of the game.
And Dorian Hodge now, a quick 8 points. You know, I've been talking to Dorian Hodge personally all week, and this was also a big game for him too, you know, in class and everything. The kid was also very close to Goldie, and as you know, he's coming out with 8 points right off the bat.
Hey, Hodge better take Wills out for dinner after this game because Scott has set him up on each one of his buckets so far. And Scott's really making this offense go. It's my first impression of the team this year. And his vision is what makes this team special from what I've seen because he got Torres the open corner in the 3, and that really gets the offense going, especially when you have a team in Lakeland who has a lot more size.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more on that one. And it looks like the time will be over. We'll be heading back. We're heading back into the game as it looks like number 11 for the Lancers will inbound it to number 3, and we're getting started here once again at Gifford Gymnasium. And a loud crowd from the Wayne Hills side has made awful hard to shoot for the Lancers. And the ball will stay with the Lancers. Trying to make a play here, trying to get around the defensive powerhouse that is Martin Kilroy. He gave him an open 3, missed the opportunity, and Scott Wills will take the rebound to Dorian Hodge. Another layup, and another 2 points for super sophomore Dorian Hodge.
It's been Wills to Hodge all night so far. Those two have connected time and time again, and another beautiful finish by Hodge.
Absolutely. When you're talking Scott Wills, a point guard who's actually leading the team in rebounds, and him and Hodge together with Hodge scoring and his rebounds, it's a scary combo to have on the court.
I haven't seen the stat sheet, but I can guarantee you Scott Wills leading the team in assists.
Absolutely. As Torres will pass it inbound back to Wills.
It's been get out and run all night.
Absolutely. It looks like Wayne Hills is trying to slow it down here. Takes it around. Calling a play here. Wills takes it around. Pick set by Joey Kenny. And he drives to the basket. Kilroy is right under the net. Misses. And Lakeland will pick up. And it looks like Martin will get his own rebound. Kenny puts it up. Just misses. Martin with the rebound and puts 2 in. Hills is a great team. They're correcting their own mistakes on the court. They mess up, and then they're always there with the rebound. Rebounds are what's definitely going to win this game tonight.
I'm actually surprised so far. They're handling this 6'9" center very well. Joey Kenny and Martin Kilroy are doing their job.
Absolutely. If you notice here by the Goonie section, an interesting tactic they have, they choose one player in the beginning of the game, and whenever he gets the ball, they boo him out of control to sort of mess with him psychologically. And that player tonight is the tallest one, number 22.
They made a good choice in that decision as well.
Absolutely. Dorian Hodge with another 3, misses it. And 22 scoops up the rebound. And a traveling call. The Patriots will recover the basketball.
I think the energy is starting to take over a little bit here. After you settle in the first few minutes, Hills missed a couple of their shots out of the gates, but ever since their energy has taken over, and that's why they've been able to get these layup opportunities.
Absolutely. They're just giving Hills whatever they want, really. And it looks like Wills will throw it in. Martin is there, puts up the easy 2. And Hills jumps to a 10-point lead early on in this first.
The more and more this game goes along like this, the more and more that corner of this arena is going to get into the game. And when they get into it, it's curtains.
Absolutely. Great shot. Misses it. Dorian Hodge has it. Takes it himself to the net and scores another 2 points.
He shows a great ability to improvise at the rim. Second or third off-balance layup, he was able to finish with ease.
Absolutely. Lakeland looking to get on the board here. They're having a very hard time adjusting to this stadium and this vibe of the student section and all the fans here.
2 seniors, Anthony Kenny and Eric Martinez, have checked in. Those 2 seniors are known for their defense, really. They're very active, especially number 5, Anthony Kenny, defensive specialist.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Mike. I saw right off the bat Martinez came in and started pushing his player around, and he's already had an impact in 2 possessions.
Absolutely. A very old, a very mature, very aggressive defense that Coach Grimes has just decided to put out in this court. Far pass out to number 3. Looking for a buddy. Picked by number 33. Will take it outside. An easy 3-point. Sinks it, and Lakeland makes their first 3-point play of the game. Coach Grimes looking to have Wills build a play here, trying to slow it down and trying to get a 3, if not a 2.
If you notice, Lakeland abandoned that press real quick there, John.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if I'm Lakeland, I'm sitting back here and maybe packing in the zone, because right now Hills is beating them off the dribble, as you see right there.
Hills is doing it and making it look easy as Eric Martinez puts his first points on the board. Tens outside, passes it to 33. An aggressive player down in the paint, puts it up, and gets the layup. As they cut the lead down to 9 with about 1:12 left in the first period. Wills to Kenny. Kenny to Kilroy. Experiencing some trouble. Hodges under the basket. Out to Martinez. First 3. Makes it. As Wayne Hills jumps to 23 points.
Eric Martinez is a very reliable source under the bench, out of the bench, excuse me. And there goes the corner with the "Here's the freshman" chant. As we all know, Eric Martinez is actually a senior, but it catches some away fans off guard when they see a kid like him saying he's a freshman.
Well, he looks like a man, so it's definitely an ironic chant. I like it.
Fun fact, Eric Martinez's son is actually also on the bench tonight, and as it will be an outside pass to Kenny. Takes it around. Kilroy is there. Back to Kenny once again at the 3 line. Eric Martinez could have went for his second 3-point. Kenny is there, gets blocked, and Lakeland will pick up the ball. Very good offensive play by the Patriots there, but couldn't come up from Lakeland's defense. As a travel call, great call by the ref there.
Hey guys, this Wayne Hills team is playing like a team. Like I said, I haven't seen them yet this season, but when a tragedy happens, people tend to come together, and this team has come together well tonight. The passing has been crisp. The ball handling's been great. They have not turned it over once by my count. And just everything Scott Willis has done has really facilitated his players, put them in good positions down low, and they've been able to finish for him. I think the emotion is what's driving this team right now, and they look awfully sharp.
That gold JG patch they have on their jersey is really driving these kids. And as the quarter concludes, we're going to see how they come out in the second quarter.
We're going to send it to break, where we're actually going to look over some highlights of the great career that was John Goldstein. We'll be back right after this.
Coach Gold, baseball, most importantly, the thing is pitching. Who do you think is going to be the #1 pitcher for the Patriots?
Well, the way it looks right now, I would have to say Chris Amato. Had a solid second-team All-County year last year. I think he was about 5-2 with a very low ERA. Great command, does not walk people, which is huge in high school. And I would have to say right now, looking at the season, he's probably the ace due to, Troy's injury.
Yeah, and, who do you think might be a dark horse to work their way into that rotation that some people might not see coming? Maybe a JV guy from last year, or?
Sure, good question. Probably a guy like Ernie Moskal. He's had a great preseason, lively arm. He does a lot in the offseason, working on his game. He's probably going to work his way, and have to pitch a lot of innings for the Patriots to be successful this year.
All right, welcome back to second quarter action here at Gifford Stadium as the Patriots are on top of the Lancers, 23-13. Mike, we got to look at sophomore Dorian Hodge, who put up 12 points in the first quarter. That's a career high so far for the sophomore.
I mean, like we said before, he's been out the past couple games with a really bad upper respiratory infection, and clearly he has some fresh legs because he's just getting out and running and getting involved late like we thought he could.
Absolutely, the sick rest was worth it as an attempted pass looks like it hit the rim.
Hills got bailed out there because Lusick was loose under the rim, wide open.
Absolutely, as Wills will take advantage for Hills. Looking to make it happen. Passes it outside to Torres. He has Wills on the outside, but takes it to Kenny on the outside. Passes it outside to Wills, and they're not taking it to the basket. That's the problem. They're just dancing around outside the three-point line. If they want to get more points and they want to actually put in a solid lead to go in the locker room, they got to get to the rim.
Well, Max, right now, Lakeland's playing pretty tough defense coming out of the gates here in the second quarter. No shot clock in high school basketball. No reason to force it, especially when you have the ball handlers that like you do in Wills.
Absolutely. That's a great point, actually, as Wills will pass it outside to Martinez as he takes it to the rim. And Kenny is there, gets it swatted, and it will stay Patriots ball. questionable move by Lakeland.
Lakeland's looking good right now. I mean, I don't know what their coach told them in that intermission, Max, but they're looking good, and they're not letting Wayne Hills penetrate right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't want experiencing as an embarrassing second quarter as they did the first. Scott Wills is there. Great play and gets the jumper.
Hey, good find there by Torres and a good back cut there by Scott Wills down the baseline, and he finished strong for a little guy.
Certainly passes the giant, number 22. As the boos continue, gave him a 2-point, missed it, and it will stay Lancers. What do you think the defensive strategy is here for the Patriot squad?
Honestly, right now, they're trying to get around screens right now and keep 22 out of the paint, and so far off those screens they're recovering really good, and then they're challenging these shots well, and I think they're playing great right now, Max.
Absolutely. Hills has a solid squad out now. They have Wills, both Kennys, Martinez, and Torres. A very tall, very aggressive team, and an offensive foul will send the ball Patriots' way.
And I want to give you a little insight on that charge, guys. Goldie's two favorite things about basketball were short-range bank shots and taking charges. And Joey Kenny told me before this game that he was going to take a charge for Goldie, and that's why the whole bench and the crowd erupted right there. Everyone knows that's Goldie's trademark.
Absolutely. That was a signature move of John Goldstein, the late coach, as Joey Kenny puts up another 2 points, and Lakeland calls another timeout.
Hey, and Mike, there's your other move for Goldstein off the window right there for Kenny. They've been trying to take charges all night, and now I know why.
Absolutely. If you look at the bench, you'll notice an empty seat at the end. That was the seat of late coach John Goldstein. Kevin Grimes actually requested to leave it open tonight. Is that true, Mike?
Yeah, during the week of school, Max, Coach Grimes said, as long as he's coach here, that seat will be empty for Goldie, and you can't have any more of a class act than that. I mean, for a guy like that, that's what you do to remember him, and Goldie deserves all that he gets.
Absolutely. Such big shoes to fill. Not only is he a first-year coach, but he experiences, unfortunately, a death on the team, and the fact that he was able to regroup his players and go to practice last night shows really how much he cares about the squad and how much he's determined for their success for not only this year, but for his future years at Wayne Hills.
Yeah, I'm really, Lakeland takes another timeout here, and they're trying to regroup. I'm really waiting on how they're going to get number 22, the 6'9" center, involved. That kid has about 7 to 8 inches on both Joey Kenny and Martin Kilroy. They really need to get that kid going on the low block.
Well, when you're a coach, you got to go after your strength. You have to take advantage of your strengths, and Lusick at about 6'8" is definitely a strength. All they have to do is throw the ball up to him, meet it at its highest point, and he doesn't have to bring it down. All he has to do is go up and use the glass. He's got a good 6 inches on Kenny, but give Kenny and Martinez and Kilroy and the big guys for Wayne Hills a lot of credit because they've been pushing him around the low block.
Absolutely. Tough defense here, and it will go Patriots ball.
Wayne Hills' zone right now is being very effective. They're rallying to the ball, closing on shots, and Lakeland's got to figure out something to get points on the board, or else this one's going to be over quickly.
And when you zone, you can compensate for the other team's best player because you can crash in on the key guy and put 2 or 3 on him.
As Kenny passes it to Martinez outside to Wills. Can take a 3-point here, but great defense by Lakeland. As Martinez will just throw it in for an easy 2 points as their lead increases to 16 with 5.5 left in the second.
Eric Martinez is playing inspired off the bench tonight. He was also very close to Goldie. I've seen a lot out of Martinez tonight, John.
I was going to say, Mike, I was about to ask you if Martinez was close to Goldie because inspired is definitely the right word. His energy has been higher than everybody else's out there.
And a missed 3 for junior number 10 there. And Lakeland will pick it up inside to the monster. And notice he's not shooting. Very interesting call. He should be shooting because he has more size. Like we've been said, he has at least 6-7 inches on the tallest player of the Patriots.
Number 22, the center of Lakeland there, he actually had the right idea. They closed on him down low and he kicked it out, but Lakeland is just not making their shots right now, John.
Lakeland is just very intimidated by Hills. Hills is playing with such chemistry like I've never seen on this court before.
Would you expect anything less going into this game?
Absolutely. And senior Jeremy Peterson will go in for senior Anthony Kenny.
Jeremy Peterson brings a lot of energy to the squad, especially on defense. He could spot up and hit the 3, but Jeremy Peterson's more known for his on-ball defense as he looks to guard usually the fastest player.
Absolutely. On and off the court, a 3-point for the junior there. We talk about Jeremy Peterson on and off the court. He's such a leader. And though he's not a captain, though he doesn't get that many points a game, though he doesn't get as many minutes as, say, Kenny or Torres, everyone on this team looks up to him as a father figure because he just runs the team.
And there you go, junior Kyle Hogan, who's mostly a JV player, but get some time on varsity, because, you know, people compare number 10 Kyle Hogan to actually Ray Allen. He has a quick release. He gets it off fast, you know, and as you saw there, it went down, and the JV player actually comes in and hits big threes a lot. This is not the first time.
Absolutely. He's been hitting threes most of the games he's been in this season. A very consistent player. A very good player under pressure as well. Can make the contested three. Hills outside, way outside of Torres as he takes it not to the basket. Intercepted by Lakeland. A fast break opportunity. Stuffed by Hodge, but it will unfortunately stay Lakeland. Great defensive stop by sophomore Dorian Hodge.
Hodge has had a heck of a game tonight, no doubt about it. Came out firing right out of the gates in the first quarter, and now making the defensive play on the other end.
Absolutely. Far inbound as Hogan is there to give him a run for his money. Ooh, and the pass goes right out of bounds, and the Patriots will pick it up.
This Patriots defense is flying around the court right now. I'm loving the energy, and again, sophomore Dorian Hodge with another big block, and this kid's really special.
Yeah, Lakeland is definitely not playing like they were expecting any team of this caliber tonight. As Peterson puts it up, just misses the jumper. A little fight for the ball there. A foul called. A holding call on Lakeland's number 3. And it looks like Hogan will inbound it.
Another thing I've noticed, guys, a lot more depth for Coach Grimes and Wayne Hills. They've rotated 9-10 players. Lakeland's gone with a 7-man rotation.
Yeah, fatigue definitely looks to become a factor, especially in the second half, as Wayne Hill's depth is definitely going to become a factor.
Absolutely, an almost intercepted pass there as Wayne Hills is, as I see, Martin puts it up for another 2 points.
And Martin threw that one up for a prayer at the basket. He got the lucky roll on that one, but as you see, Martin grabbed the loose ball. He's definitely one of Hills' most active players.
Absolutely, Hills is such a great defensive threat because every single player in this team has the ability to get at least 3 or 4 rebounds a game. They're so strong in the paint, offensively and defensively. Hodge will take it. Oh, in what could have been one of the greatest plays I've ever seen at this court. And another empty shot for the Patriots. No fear, though. They have a decent lead. And a missed shot by Lakeland's number 33. A foul called. And it will be going Patriots.
For the first time tonight, Martin Kilroy started to make his presence felt on both ends of the floor. Got a couple offensive rebounds, and then the big, strong defensive one over on the right side here. And the kid's got some strength, guys.
As I said before, Martin Kilroy, great football player, you know, registered a ton of tackles for Hills over the season. But what amazes me the most is the fact that he is 220 pounds and is able to get up like that on every rebound opportunity. It's just amazing.
Such a tough player, and you cannot leave Dave Torres open because he will almost make a 3 there, and Lakeland will pick it up. Torres has been missing a few threes, but very strong overall throughout the season. A player you wouldn't have talked about much in the preseason, but really shined, especially in the Wayne Valley game where he had 19 points. As Hodge will put up another 2.
Get out and run, and that's Coach Grimes' philosophy all season, John.
And how about the big man looking down the floor to find his guard?
Lakeland looking to get some points on the board, looking to get some type of flow or momentum. Very hard in this crowd, I know, as the 3 is up. Will miss, and Patriots will recover the ball. Hodge just misses it. Almost out of bounds there. Lakeland does keep it, though. A pass, and that was just a great offensive play there by Lakeland.
Great conversion there by Lakeland. They caught Wayne Hills on their heels with only 2 back, and you know they gotta manufacture points anywhere they can right now, and it hasn't been in the half court.
Absolutely. If Lakeland wants to at least be a contender in the second half, they gotta drive to the basket as well. Many missed shots, field goals, and inbounds from the Lakeland squad.
Lakeland's dropped into a 1-2-2 zone on the other side as that jumper goes begging, and that's really disrupted Hills' ball movement at the front of the offense, but they've been able to adjust pretty nicely. They just got to finish their shots.
Yeah, I think, and the ball will go Patriots, I think in the locker room, what a major topic that's going to be discussed in the Lakeland locker room is how they could possibly stop Wayne Hills' momentum.
And the reason they've gone into the 1-2-2 is because of the ball handling of Scott Wills. He's been able to slice through the zone, slice through the man-to-man, and find the open teammate. And now they're forcing him to give up the ball at the top of the key, and that's made a big difference here. And now they're stretching it out into a full court.
Certainly about a minute and a half left in this first half. As Lakeland will miss another shot, stuff by Dorian Hodge. And a foul is called on Dorian Hodge. Great block.
Sophomore Dorian Hodge is such an electric player. Did you see him get up off the ground like that? This kid's amazing.
3 leaps in a row from Hodge. Didn't give himself a chance to breathe there and went up and swatted a man 6 inches taller than him. He's brought the energy from square one tonight, and he's been the biggest factor in this game.
Absolutely. The sophomore is giving Lakeland a run for their money as he's been scoring most of the points for Hills and just kind of excellent stuff.
The Wayne Hills student section, the Goonies, they do not let an easy free throw occur for any opposing team. As you see that one ricochets off the iron there. They make sure you earn your free throws when you come into Gifford Gym.
Oh, they're absolutely not a free throw loving student section. Dorian Hodge takes it to the rim himself once again, and just misses it. Great shot, however. Lakeland does pick it up. A little confusion here. Backcourt violation by the Lancers.
And that won't go on the stat sheet, but who else than Dorian Hodge to force that backcourt? He came around from behind and really bothered the Lakeland players right there.
And the thing I like about that play from Hodge is he didn't whine for the foul call, which should have been made on the other end. He flew back down the court and made the play defensively.
Certainly. Emar in the paint, easy jumper, and extends Wayne Hills' lead to 20 with 40 seconds left in this first half.
I don't know, John. I think Lakeland might have to go back to a close man coverage in the second half.
If they're going to go to a man, they have to ratchet up the energy because Wayne Hills has been able to out-hustle them all night long. The 1-2-2 has been working. Wayne Hills is just very well coached, and they've been able to go to the right guys like that right there. Another good dish from Wills.
Fantastic play by Wills there, but unfortunately Martin cannot connect. The questionable foul called there by senior Scott Wills.
And every time there's a foul call, no matter how oblivious it is, you'll hear it from that corner.
And guys, I said the biggest factor in the game was Dorian Hodge. The biggest factor in the game is John Goldstein because these guys are flying all up and down the court. We saw Kenny, we saw Kilroy, we saw Hodge, and now on that play you see Scott Wills gives up a great pass underneath, winds up behind the baseline, sprints the length of the floor, makes a swat on the other end to deny Lakeland. These guys are all over the place, and there's one reason why.
The gold JG on their chest, as you mentioned, Goldstein, it is really fueling this squad right now.
Absolutely, and while Coach Goldstein may not be here physically, he is here with all the players on the jerseys, in the stands, everywhere. He was such a force in the school, a person that you couldn't go one day without seeing in this high school because that's how prevalent he was in everyone's lives, and it's a shame to let him go, but Wayne Hills is definitely coming off nice off of a recovery. And a buzzer beater just misses as Wayne Hills will go into the locker room with a 16-point lead over Lakeland Lancers. When we come back, second half action.
Let's do it.
So this year, the Patriots are led by their senior goalie, Max Fields. They're very excited about him. This is going to be his second year starting. Can you tell us a little about him?
Yeah, Coach Jacobson actually thinks he's one of the, he thinks he's the best goalie in Passaic County, which is saying a lot. And again, that year under his belt from last year, very agile, very flexible, very good with the stick. So, he should be, without a doubt, a big influence on the season that the Patriots have.
Max will be playing next year at Keene University. Another varsity starter who's going on to play at college next year, Christian Graff.
CG?
Looking to play at Susquehanna University next year. What are your thoughts on him?
A great one-on-one defender. Really worked hard on his upper body strength this year. Physical on the back line, and very good one-on-one defender.
Joined at halftime by longtime Wayne Hills head coach Chris Olson. And Coach, we've both come back from where we've ended up after Wayne Hills for a very special and important reason for both of us. Of course, Coach Goldstein passing away this week. It's a tough thing for everybody here at Wayne Hills to digest. First of all, how'd you hear about the news? Initial reactions, obviously very difficult. But what has this week been like for you?
I was actually talking to John on Monday, and we're making plans to come down and visit me in North Carolina and play golf this spring at Greg's golf tournament and things. And I'm supposed to, things like that. Next thing I know, Margaret called me Tuesday night and said John was going to the hospital, wasn't feeling good. Okay, that could be maybe whatever. And then I got the call shortly after that the situation had gotten bad and he didn't make it. And so I pretty much floored me at that point. I was completely shocked and devastated over that. And, you know, I really consider John probably, you know, when you look at things, probably one of my best friends I had. And it certainly hurt. I'm certainly glad to be back here tonight and honor him. You know, I would have preferred to come back not under these conditions, but I'm certainly proud to be here tonight and honor John. And I don't think everybody realized the impact that John, you know, Goldie as we know him, the impact he had on a lot of people. You know.
As time wears on, everyone's going to try to put a positive spin on this and remember him in such a positive light because he was such an inspiring person for a lot of these young athletes that came through this school. First of all, how did you get to know him and how was he brought into the program here at Wayne Hills, and over the years obviously took on a bigger and bigger role and became a very influential figure?
You're right, John. People ask me that all the time. I would say he was about, I first met John, I think he's been at Wayne Hills working with us for the last 19. I probably met him about 20 or 21 years ago when my kids were involved in PAL, Little League and stuff like that. And then I asked him if he would like to come up here and, you know, and work with the freshmen on the football team, and he came up, and you know, heck, he was there for 18 years, and this year he went up to the varsity after I left. But he ran our freshman team for a long time and did a great job. Then of course he moved on to other sports and basketball and baseball and golf and things of that, and he just truly loved the kids at Wayne Hills.
And obviously the kids loved him as well. He had such a positive way about him and everything he did. He got a chance to coach a lot of different young students because of the different sports that he was involved with. What do you think in your 20 years he gave to Wayne Hills more than anything, and what do you think he meant to the kids that he influenced?
I think the thing that he gave to Wayne Hills was himself. He was here night and day. I mean, Wayne Hills was his life. You know, he wasn't married, didn't have his own children to worry about, and so these kids all became kind of his surrogate kids, and he cared about every one of them, athlete, non-athlete, male, female, didn't make any difference, and I think that's his biggest gift to the school, is just himself.
Last but not least, Coach, got to ask you about yourself. How you doing after the retirement? Down south, getting a chance to watch a couple of your boys play big-time football. No, Greg had a great year, and Kevin's developing down in Miami. What's it been like for you to kind of take a step back and watch them play?
It's been good. You know, after 38 years of high school football, you know, it was certainly time, I think, to get out a little bit and relax a little bit more, which I did. And it was fun, like you said, watch Kevin on Saturdays when I get a chance, catch most of Greg's games, and we're busy. Play some golf, ride my motorcycle.
Sounds like the life. Thanks for joining us, Coach. Really appreciate the time. We'll be back with the second half in a moment.
The girls' track team are coached very well by Robert Bell and Christopher Monaco. How do you feel about their coaching presence on this squad?
Well, certainly those two guys that you mentioned are in the building here at Wayne Hills. They have another important coach, Mr. Rayberger, who actually serves as kind of like their head coach for the girls. But I think they do, the three of them, you know, plus, you know, they have a big staff. The three of them do a very good job with the girls every year. For like the past 3-4 years, our girls have been super competitive in the county, and this year should certainly be no different.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to Gifford Gymnasium here at Wayne Hills High School for second half action as the Patriots of Wayne Hills take on the Lancers of Lakeland. Hills has jumped to an amazing lead of 16 at the half, where they lead 38-22, with key players being Dorian Hodge.
You know what? The key players really, you know, key players like Dorian Hodge and Scott Wills making it happen. But again, you know, in the second half, it's really about, it comes down to being about John Goldstein, and they definitely know they have to finish this game off. Not only, of course, for their record, but, you know, as I said, tonight's about John Goldstein, and they need to really do that for him tonight.
And Coach Goldie's watching this game somewhere else, and he's very happy with the performance of Wayne Hills tonight. These are his boys, and they're out there performing and making him awfully proud. Absolutely, and the student section is back on their feet, willing to support their team. Yeah, like you guys said, they played a great first half, but this game, this huge game where everything is on the line, this is really going to come down to how they execute in the second half. Dorian Hodge outside with three, opportunity. Misses it. Lakeland picks up the rebound. And Max, one thing I've been impressed with in this game is Coach Grimes. I haven't had a chance to see him. In fact, I didn't even know he was the coach until I got here today. but this is a well-schooled basketball team. Lakeland's thrown 3 or 4 different defenses at the Patriots, and they've handled every one with class.
Absolutely. First-year Coach Grimes has done an exceptional job taking Wayne Hills to an actually watchable team in the Big North Conference. They're first place as of right now with the best record in the Big North, and they're a top contender in the Passaic County Tournament, something that has never been done before for this team.
And I'm sure a lot of the success tonight has to do with the emotions behind the way they're playing. But this is a very well-rounded team. They seem like they have a great sense of camaraderie. The passing's been crisp. They've known where each other is going to be. And I think a lot of it has to do with tonight being a very special game. But I'm very impressed with this team in general.
Absolutely. And a 3-point for Wills. The chemistry of what they're playing with is entirely scored by the student section. They're just motivated in the entire game.
You know what else it is tonight, Max? There are some people, like Martin Kilroy and Eric Martinez, that they're knocking down some shots that you normally don't see them make, and you got to just believe that, Goldie's somewhere up there watching this game and having an influence on that, because there's some things you really haven't seen all season from some of these kids.
Absolutely, he could not be more proud of his senior squad with an impressive lead early in the first half, and Kenny will miss another 2 points. Could have been foul, questionable call there. As Lakeland can, a block by Dorian Hodge will send the ball. Patriots recover. A very physical game here early in the first half as Hodge goes up and makes an impressive layup.
Hey, Dorian Hodge has basketball instincts. There's no question about it. That was a college level finish right there. He had the big man Petro Lusic breathing down his neck, and he was able to use his body, use his hips to box out, which is a defensive rebounding term. To shield off would be the right word. Lusic right there, and go up and keep the ball as far away from the big man as possible. And the result, he was able to get it past him and score 2.
Couldn't put it any better myself there, John, as Lakeland will be looking just to cut the deficit in any way they can, trying to play much more physical this half than they did the last. Mike, what do you think Lancers coach said to them in the halftime?
Well, I think the Lancers coach said to them in halftime, they have to get out and stop exactly what Wayne Hills just tried to do, and that was, the fast break. As I said time and time again, Kevin Grimes loves to get his kids to get out, get the ball, and run. And Lakeland, early in the half actually did a great job of stopping that, but that is going to be the main defensive point of this half.
Absolutely. This game is all about speed versus height. Lakeland, a team with a 6'10" center, a team with very large forwards, and Hills has a mostly consistent height, but they're all about speed. When you look at Hodge, you look at Kenny's, you look at Wills. Wills is a player who can shoot his own 3-point miss and go get his own rebound. That is the player that Wayne Hills needs right here, as Hills has another easy 2-pointer in the books.
And there's another high basketball IQ kind of a play from the Patriots. Wills not trying to challenge the big man Lusic, pulls up from 5 feet and uses the glass.
And you see the reaction from the bench again. Not everybody knows, but those are one of two Goldie's favorite things, that short-range banker. And you saw the reaction from kids like Eric Martinez and Anthony Kenny who know that's one thing Goldie love, and they're really doing some things out here for him tonight.
Absolutely, and another thing Goldie loved, which is great to see tonight, is a packed student section. He always loved to see support from his fellows, the students at his school, and to see his basketball team get one of the biggest turnouts this season, if not in the past few years. He would be amazed if he saw it tonight.
And I'm looking in the stands, Max. Of course, it's mostly Wayne Hills, but I know some kids from across town and other towns, and I'm even seeing some kids in the stand, from North Jersey, everywhere around it. You just see all the support this guy's getting. And, over the past couple days, ESPN's NFL insider, Adam Schefter, actually tweeted about Goldie's passing, and the support has just been outrageous. It's just been real.
Absolutely. People from all over Passaic County and North Jersey, everyone whose Goldie has touched is coming out here to support him. He was a beast in the Passaic County, having much experience, and every coach basically knows him. As Lakeland's big guy is outside, Dorian scoops it up, but it will stay Lancers. Next Thursday, actually, there will be a doubleheader, which we will be recording live, starting at 5:30 with the girls' game and 7 o'clock with the boys' game. A doubleheader, Wayne Hills versus Wayne Valley Indians. A big matchup in which earlier this season, Hills had a very impressive victory. Some could have even said it was an upset over the Wayne Valley Indians at Wayne Valley. A huge game that really left a mark.
Great defensive play there. Also, as you mentioned, the Valley game. Great defensive play there by Scott Wills. he threw it off the big man's leg, or for Hills' ball, and the defense Hills is playing today is really going to be important against Valley as Dorian Hodge drives.
Dorian Hodge experiencing a little bit of trouble, but the ball will stay Wayne Hills. And when we're talking Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley, we got to talk Dave Torres, who had 19 points against Wayne Valley earlier this season in the middle of what was a 5-game win streak for the Patriots. And Wills will take a 3 outside, just miss. Torres will recover a rebound. Scott Wills will recover it. To Kenny, outside to Torres, a 3-point, makes it.
And as Torres hits that 3, as you were mentioning, Torres has actually been relatively quiet this game, and Torres came out and hit that 3 to really get himself started.
But the ball movement is what sticks out for this Wayne Hills team. No look pass from Wills at the top of the key, and then Joey Kenny, one step ahead of himself, knew exactly where that ball was going, and there's a beautiful post move from Lusick.
Absolutely, what the Wayne Hills Goonies call a DT3. Dave Torres puts his first 3-pointer of the game.
And you always love when your shooters have some size, because when they master the art of hitting the 3-point shot, they can drill it in people's faces if they have that height.
Absolutely, and we'll see some substitutions here as Torres and Kilroy will come out. And it looks like Kenny and Martinez are back in. Hodge inbound to Wills. One thing I've seen Wayne Hills improve on vastly from last game to now is the movement on the court offensively. Wayne Hills, a team that was notorious. I mean, they won, but they are a team that stood still. And now they're a team, they move around, they get open. Wills was there with an open shot and makes the easy 2 points. And that's why they have such a great lead of 26 points.
Anthony Kenny's been quiet tonight too. Hasn't gotten a ton of minutes, but a beautiful look there to find his fellow senior Wills.
Absolutely, he's a player that you won't hear a lot of, but when you do hear his name, it is with flying colors. And Dorian Hodge, inbound to Kenny, puts it up, Hodge for a 3, and it goes in. Dorian Hodge with yet another 3 and brings Wayne Hills to a 29-point lead.
There's nothing much more to say about this kid. He saved his own play from going out of bounds. He comes around back out by the wing and hits a 3. This kid's real, John.
I can't believe he's a sophomore. I mean, he's done it all tonight, and he looks like he can play at the next level from what I've seen.
Absolutely. If he keeps playing at this rate, I could see him definitely going D1.
He has the athleticism to go Division I. He has the basketball IQ to go Division I. He has the basketball skill to go Division I. I'm just wondering those Division I coaches are going to be appetized by his lack of height.
And also, I haven't seen much ball handling from him. If he's going to go to the Division I level under 6'3", he needs to be able to dribble the ball.
Absolutely, but more important than any of that, he does have the heart of a player. As such a young kid, putting the team on his back at such a young age, I'm telling you, he's going to be a scary kid that you're going to have to look out for his senior year.
And he's got a chance to grow still, too. He's a young guy. He looks like he could possibly fill out and maybe add a couple inches, and if that's the case, then the sky's the limit.
Oh, he's so young, of course. There's a lot more room to grow physically. And Lakeland will take 2 free throws. Number 33, it looks like he's been the only one making the free throws for the Lancers tonight, as he goes back to the line for a 3rd time.
Out of the big men, 33's actually been more active than the taller 22, and 33's actually a pretty big kid, using his body to compete with Joey Kenny and Martin down there.
Yes, 22's been very quiet this game. We see him with a few points here and there, but if I'm the Lancers coach, we're not using him to his full potential, not nearly enough. And a pass to Lakeland, give him a fast break. Lakeland failing to make a shot as Kenny will recover. To Martinez, puts it up. Another 2 points for the senior stud, Eric Martinez. Lancers with a 3 ball, makes it, and a great response from the Lancers there.
And that's a good timeout from Lakeland. Whenever you try to turn the energy and the momentum around, it's always good to regroup. You know, a 3-pointer obviously changed the score quite a bit. They cut it to 26 there. They're just trying to make this respectable and not let Wayne Hills run away with it.
Certainly. Mike, you're Kevin Grimes right now. What are you telling your team with a great lead?
I mean, you can't really tell them anything more than don't take that foot off the gas, Max. It's still only the 3rd quarter. I expect him to leave his starters in at least until midway through the 4th quarter, and you can't really tell them to play any harder than they've been playing, and that's what you just got to tell them.
Very true. However, last game we covered, last home game here against Clifton, Wayne Hills went into the locker room with a significant 12-point lead, but Clifton figured out their works and came around to stop them in the 4th quarter and win. Wayne Hills only put up 2 points that quarter, in the 3rd quarter. That is, it was a 2 ball by sophomore Dorian Hodge So we're going to see right here a very successful first 3 quarters with about 2 minutes left in the third. We're going to see if Wayne Hills is a fourth quarter team. As it looks like sophomore Dorian Hodge will be outside there to inbound it for the Patriots. Lakeland playing aggressive full court defense. Torres gets around it, finds Martinez, and a foul is called.
I'm not too sure about that one, Max. I don't know. That looked pretty clean to me, but Hill's got a break there. And Lakeland needs a lot more of those active plays to stay in this game, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Kenny looking to make, a great behind the neck pass.
Hey, one thing
deflected out of bounds.
One thing I've heard Coach Grimes stress in the huddle, and something that's been evident in his players, is they keep their heads up. They know where their teammates are at all times. Anthony Kenny, since he's been in the game, every pass he's made has been with a purpose, and there you get another beautiful inside feed, just got swatted.
Absolutely. Eric Martinez is there. Luckily outside Dorian Hodge for another 3. Misses it, but a very close one from the sophomore. Wayne Hills will recover the ball. A little fight for it. Looks like it'll be a jump ball with possession being Lakeland. A little physicality, a little scare there, but Eric Martinez shrugs it off as he realizes his team has quite a nice lead, and it's not even worth it at this point.
Eric Martinez is one of those hustle kind of kids. You know, I was talking to him during the week. This is a big game for him too, as he was, along with all these other kids, were close with Goldie, and he's just diving on the floor for Goldie right there. That's just a great play.
Absolutely, a team that's really playing Golden with the Golden what is that? The Golden JG that is embroidered on their chest to honor the late Coach Goldstein. Hodge with a great move and puts in the 2 points. The kid is unstoppable. Rolls right around Lakeland's defense and puts a finger roll right in the basket as Wayne Hills increases their lead. Great response through, however, by Lakeland.
Lakeland's finally starting to find the range from outside, but you can't teach that. I mean, he's hanging in the air and adjusting to the defender while he's coming to the ground. Just a beautiful move by Hodge. Here he goes again.
He put it up with his left hand that time, didn't get it to go, but I've seen him do that many times before. He can go both ways, John.
Certainly, Lakeland will take it himself and gets the foul and one, and will go to the basket for Wayne Hills' 4th foul of the night. And a loud, mean, and questionable student section. Let's see what they decide to yell. At number 3, Lakeland taking 1 shot. Calling out our lovely announcer's name, DiFiore, and it must have been good luck for Lakeland because they sink that shot and will cut the lead down to 20 with about 46 seconds left in this 3rd period.
And Bobby
a lot of
Limite,
passes, a physical game as Martin will get fouled.
And Goonie, Bobby Limite, and Suliwali and Dean Kusa, they're starting to get into it, and Phil Ruggieri too, as you know, everyone's trying to get into it. They see us over here.
If you look up there, an electric and explosive crowd takes cover of the entire team. Fingers are up. They're getting ready for a free throw. Martin just misses it. We haven't seen Martin go to the line that many times this season.
You know, over the season, Kilroy's really not at the line as much, because usually when he gets the rebound, he's looking to dish it out.
And here are the Johnny Manziel cash fingers as Martin fails to make a free throw. Almost gets his own rebound. A little scuffle. Lakeland will recover it. And it looks like number 10 will be looking to get around Torres unsuccessfully as he passes it to 33. Takes it to the rim. Misses, gets his own rebound, blocked, and it will be a foul call.
That was Dennis Furing, the power forward for Lakeland. Like you guys said earlier, he's provided more energy than anybody else for Lakeland tonight. And a good, strong drive there. Tried to find his teammate down low, realized that Wayne Hills was reacting to his pump, and was able to find some space.
Absolutely. Lakeland is playing somewhat better this quarter than they have been in the first half. A call here.
It's going to be a moving screen on Furing.
Moving screen, and it will be Patriots ball. And the loud and devastating air ball chant will get into the mind of Lakeland's offense.
Some confusion here on the court. You know, those plays, those moving screens are really, those are really bang-bang calls, and officials don't make those calls a lot, but it's got to be really blatant for an official to call a moving screen.
Oh, especially for a high school game. Torres 4-3 contested. Martinez is there to pick up the air ball. Hogan on the outside. Wills is wide open there. An air ball from Hodge. What do you think about that play? Scott Wills was clearly open out in the end there. Could have made a last 3-point to make the lead up to 23 going into the fourth.
It's really not that much of a problem. You know, a couple seconds left and Dorian was just looking to make a play for his team.
All right, sounds good. This is the end of the third quarter. When we come back after a few goalie highlights, we'll come up with the fourth quarter of the final game here at Gifford Stadium, Wayne Hills versus Lancers.
Athletics here at Wayne Hills are something great to be a part of. As far as, you know, making lifelong friends that you'll talk to 20 years from now. You know, remember the time we did this in soccer, remember the time we did this in football or basketball, or whatever sport it may be that you choose. You know, plus it keeps you busy after school. You know, what else are you going to do? Go home and do homework? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, what else are you going to do, you know, after school? But play sports, or if it's not a sport, you know, maybe you join a club, you know, one of the extracurricular clubs. But athletics here, you know, besides the fact that our teams are good and you're learning from, you know, very experienced coaches, I think athletics here at Wayne Hills are excellent. Something definitely to be a part of.
Welcome back to Gifford Gymnasium here at Wayne Hills High School as we enter the fourth quarter of a Wayne Hills versus Lancers matchup tonight. Hills does have a nice lead, a very comfortable lead of 20 going into the fourth quarter. I'm going to switch over to Wayne Hills alum John Vittas as he takes over play-by-play for this fourth quarter.
Thank you, Max. Appreciate it. It's been a while since I've been up in this perch calling these games, but I'll try to bring back the magic from Wayne Hills a few years back. Graduated in 2011, so it's been a while. Still learning some of these players, but I'll give it a whirl. There we go. Will's down the lane. He's going to try to go up for two, and he's fouled there by Andrew Wallerstein, and Scott's going to go to the line for a pair.
Questionable call for Lakeland. Scott Wills is definitely not a player you want to foul, especially when you got a lot of points to recover and not a lot of time to do it.
At this point, though, Max, you know, now Lakeland's on the clock, really, and at this point they don't want to give up any free points to Wayne Hills. They're going to want to stop the time and have Scott go earn them at the line. As right there, I guess it paid off.
I hear what you're saying, Max, though, because in that situation, Wills was off balance, taking a fadeaway kind of a shot. Not a good situation to foul, but he did miss the first. Second one's on its way, and he knocks it down. 58-37, Wayne Hills on top of the Lancers. In front of a packed house here, honoring Coach Goldstein here at Wayne Hills. This is the point guard, Tristan Downey for the Lancers. Moving left against Wills, finds a man cutting down the lane. It's Wallerstein, and he's going to draw a block against Martinez, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
Lakeland guys, there's no secret. They need to play legitimately a perfect fourth quarter to have any chance at this game. Wayne Hills just need to play smart, and this game will be theirs.
Lakeland is in a massive hole. Definitely not something that is totally done. They have 7.5 minutes left to just get the ball around, get some shots, and give Wayne Hills a run for their money defensively.
Wallerstein can't get the roll on the second. They fight for the rebound. Kenny's going after it, saves it along the baseline. Downey comes away with it for Lakeland, but Martinez with the poke away, and Wills will push for Hills. Try to double team him. He has Hodge on the left wing. Drives baseline, draws some contact, goes down hard, and he'll draw a pair at the line.
When that kid goes up, he just elevates, and he keeps himself in the air. He twists in the air to get it best angle out of layup, and you know, he earned those two right there as he took a hard floor to the wood. But you know, we'll see. Dorian Hodge is usually almost perfect at the line.
By my count, he's got 21. I could be wrong. His first free throw is good.
And make that 22.
Next foul against Wayne Hills will put Lakeland in the bonus. 16 fouls for the Patriots and 5 for Lakeland. 40 seconds into the fourth quarter, and Hodge knocks down the pair. And Coach Grimes will take a timeout. So I guess Wayne Hills can kind of feel the momentum slipping away just a little bit here as the free throws have kind of slowed down the action a little bit. But at this point, I think Coach Grimes just trying to perfect things and fine-tune the offense.
Yeah, definitely great timeout here by Grimes. The team is slipping a little bit out of control. Not too much where it's scary, but just enough where he could be like, hey, guys, listen, we got to get back into the game. We got to play like we were doing the first three quarters.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I'm saying at this point, guys, Lakeland's chances now. They need to play flawless, and you know, Wayne Hills, all they have to do is play smart. They just got to hold this lead.
And you guys showed me the standings before the game. The Big North is there's an incredible amount of parity between all these teams. Lakeland's no slouch. Wayne Hills would be considered an equal opponent. And when you have a season schedule on a slate that involves so many evenly matched games, when you drop a game by 20, 30 points, it really kills your confidence, and you start to feel a little inferiority complex when you go to play the teams later on in the season. So for Lakeland, it's very crucial that they keep this respectable and can go into their upcoming matchups with their heads held high.
Yeah, and on the other side of the spectrum, definitely a home conference win for Wayne Hills keeps their spirits very high in light of all the events that happened this past week.
And I think they'll be inspired the rest of the season by what's happened this week. I don't think those feelings are going to go away anytime soon.
Absolutely. Goldie left a great team, a first-place Big North team.
As that three-pointer no good, offensive rebound by number 1, Steve Cook, finishes with the left hand. And they cut it down to 20 points. And, of course, they're going to go to the full court pressure does Lakeland. As Will's able to break it a little bit out of control, picks up his dribble, and finds his teammate Kenny. But he's bumped there by Wallerstein. That'll be the 6th team foul on Lakeland, the last foul to give. So the next one will put Hills at the free throw line.
Absolutely. All Wayne Hills really has to do here is play smart. They don't have a lead to make up. They just have one to maintain. And Wills is definitely looking to get the ball around the outside as much as possible.
Kenny and Martinez head to the bench, and you can see a look of accomplishment on their faces. They know they've done their job tonight in honor of their late coach, as Torres gets swatted hard by Brett Riley. Coming back the other way is Tristan Downey, draws some contact, no call. Offensive rebound to Wallerstein. As they fight for the rebound, Wallerstein gets his own rebound and puts it back for 2.
Some activity on the glass for Lakeland right there. They're finally starting to crash the boards.
Here's Wills the other way. He uses the glass and puts his team back up by 20.
Absolutely. Wills is a player we're going to see a lot of next week when we go to our doubleheader of Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley girls and boys varsity basketball here at Wayne Hills, a full production.
These two teams continuing to fight for the loose balls as that one's knocked out of bounds, and Kenny's effort to no avail as it'll be Lancer ball under their own hoop.
Absolutely. You're noticing that Lakeland is starting to play with some momentum and some chemistry, but Wayne Hills at the same time is doing a great job of stopping it at all costs.
Cook misses the open 3, and it'll be a foul against Cataliato, and that'll put Wayne Hills to the line. This game could slow down a lot, guys, as both teams now into the bonus.
Interesting, in the beginning of the season, Wayne Hills was a team that was notorious with fouls and just reckless team and personal fouls. But we're looking at a pretty even split of 6-7 here, a very low number from what would have been earlier this season, up against teams like Passaic Valley, Wayne Valley, PCTI, DePaul.
Torres knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1. 63-42, Wayne Hills has been in control from the get-go tonight.
Dave Torres has remained relatively quiet this game, but he is a star free throw shooter, especially when Wayne Hills needs it the most. He works great under pressure, especially at the line.
Well, Torres able to shake off the announcer's jinx and knocks down the pair. And now Hills back up 22. This is Tristan Downey working the point for Lakeland, defended by Wills, gets the screen from his big man, Lucic.
Outside, surprising Lakeland didn't take that shot. They definitely need 3 points. Even if they're contested, just got to get something up in the air as quick as possible.
Loose in the corner is Riley for 3, as Cataliato skies high for the rebound, and the putback by Brett Riley is good.
I don't know why it took Lakeland 3 quarters, but they are finally crashing the boards, John, and now Wayne Hills is being abused on the boards in the 4th quarter, and that's really getting Lakeland to, not a comeback, but a little bit of some life in them.
You're right, Mike. They've definitely amped up the energy here in this 4th quarter. They finally found that intensity that they've been lacking, as Lucic able to put it back awkwardly for 2. But a little too late for the Lancers, but it's nice to see them put some effort forth. It always says a lot about a coach when he has his boys playing hard down by 20.
Absolutely. This game is going to speak a lot for them in the postseason, seeing how they can come up 4th quarter. Unfortunately, this deficit was a little too strong, but if they're only up by 8, I could see them playing giving them a run for their money late here in the 4th period.
And you mentioned the playoffs, Max. With this Wayne Hills team as inspired as they are by this whole tragedy, they're going to be a dangerous team in the postseason. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They're going to cruise, assuming they make the playoffs. I think they're going to cruise through the regular season, and when that first playoff game comes around, they're going to remind themselves of Coach Goldie. They're going to use that and fuel themselves into the playoff run, and I'd like to see what this team does in the postseason, because I think they have the potential to go a long way, not only because of what's gone on here this week, but because of the team they have. Like I said, every player seems to have their role, and they understand that role, and they fill it well, and their ball movement's been superior tonight, and that's one thing that I've taken away from this game.
Wayne Hills with an 18-point lead, also a team. They're playing with an 18-point lead after losing their coach not even 48 hours ago. It's impressive to see how well they come up from this incredible sadness. And a foul on Lakeland here.
And guys, we watched the JV game before this, and I think it's important to mention that game because, of course, that was Coach Goldstein's team, and his boys went out and put on a show tonight before this one. It was really inspiring to watch his guys go out there, and they put a bigger beat down on Lakeland than this varsity team did. It's important to give those boys a shout out because you can only imagine what they're going through, losing their coach mid-season, and hopefully they can overcome that and play in honor of Coach Goldstein.
Absolutely, as Kevin Grimes took over for the late Coach Goldstein as the JV team cruised past Lakeland.
Torres knocks down the pair. Hills back up by 20 as the teams continue to trade baskets. 5 minutes to play here in the fourth as Riley gets stuffed by Kilroy in the corner.
And that's the energy Martin Kilroy brings game in and game out as you even see him on the wing right there making plays, and he's definitely one of Wayne Hills' most physical specimens.
Landolfi feeds Riley, drives to the middle. Here's Riley top of the key, posting up Lusick. Lusick working on Kenny, uses the window for a pair, and they're finally starting to get Petro Lusick a little more involved on the offensive end.
I mean, it's about time. Look at his frame, 6'9".
Well, that finish right there was a little bit better as it's taken away by Downey. And he's going to take it himself to the cup, and he finishes strong, splitting the defense between Wills and Hodge. Nice inside move by Tristan Downey. Didn't use his teammates, but was able to take care of business in his own right. Here's Wills splitting the defense himself, and he's going to get fouled by Lusick. Lusick wants a jump ball, but he's not going to get the call, and Scott will go to the line, shooting 1-and-1. And they are going to give him 2 shots, saying he was going up there.
As it looks like 2 powerhouse seniors, Martin Kilroy and Eric Martinez, are looking to come in some point between these free throws. Definitely, Coach Grimes is noticing what's going on. He's noticing that defensively, Patriots are just giving them the ball, so hopefully with this switch, they'll recover some lost points.
So Anthony Kenny and Eric Martinez will check back in, replacing Kilroy and Torres. It's been a group effort tonight for the Patriots. Hodge leading the way in the point column, but everybody has had their impact on this game.
Interesting how Grimes pulls out his one of his key scorers, Torres, here, as he's realizing that he just needs a defensive squad out there more than an offensive. They have a lead, they just need to maintain it.
And a huge stuff there by Joey Kenny, going up and stuffing the big man Lusick. And now Hodge draws the foul on the other end, and he'll go to the line for 2.
They all have that ability, John. You know, kids like Joey Kenny, as you said, Kilroy, even Anthony Kenny, they have the ability to sky up and really make plays. And I think even the big guy, 6'9", was surprised by that one.
And Mike, you played football. These players for Wayne Hills have a football mentality. I don't know how many of these varsity basketball players took the football field this fall, but they look like they're coming out, and they're bruisers down low. Lusick's been playing timid all night, and they sensed that right from the beginning, and they've been able to push him around and manhandle him. And you can read Kenny's mind. He sees Lusick get a couple baskets. He's not going to let it be 3 in a row.
Oh, no, definitely a hard-nosed mentality, like you said. I could say almost half of the kids on this team are football players, and there's a no-quit mentality installed in their mind right now. So that's definitely a big thing there.
Absolutely. When you talk about a game that was supposed to be postponed, Wayne Hills comes back and reaches 70 for one of the few times this season they've reached 70 points with a lot of time left to go in the 4th period.
3:42 on the clock as Cataliato hits the 3 for Lakeland. 70-53 Wayne Hills. Martinez driving strong as Kenny kicks it to the corner for Wills. A contested look, and he knocks it down. Scott Wills off the feed from Martinez. And now a timeout called by Coach Grimes.
Scott Wills, definitely a player you do not want to leave open, especially at the 3-point line. That is his temple, and that's where he makes most of his shots. And uncontested Scott Wills will equal 3 points mostly every time.
As close as you can get to zero room to shoot a ball. As close as you can get to zero room to shoot a ball, Scott Wills takes it and knocks it down.
And a Dan Rim chant from the student section, as it's very clear to see who they want to come in, as Wayne Hills still maintains their lead of 20 with 3.5 left in the 4th.
Well, these students are. You can tell that this game's gotten them distracted from the emotions they've gone through the past couple days. These kids are lively and acting how high school kids should act at a basketball game right now. It's nice to see. This town has really showed up for this game to honor the fallen coach, and it's just a great thing to be a part of. And now this team is just kind of playing around and having fun. And that's what it's all about. I mean, that's really what sports is all about when it comes down to, picking up a town in a time of need. And it's a great thing to see. And I'm just thrilled that I could come back and be a part of it.
Absolutely. Let's bring a team together after such a rough loss, and they're just playing so flawlessly.
And as you look across, like, not even in the stands, on the sides of the court, just see all these sports coaches coming from every season just to support. And there's really no family like Wayne Hills.
And the coaches that have shown up are not current coaches from Wayne Hills either. There's some retired coaches back when I was in high school, and even before that. As Kenny has the fast break here, and Anthony can't get it to go, gets his own rebound. Martinez will launch from 3, and he knocks it down. Eric Martinez putting out for his late coach, and there's no doubt that he has brought the energy tonight as the bench getting ready to empty. As Cataliato finishes for Lakeland.
And this student section cannot wait for Dan Rim to check in this game, as Dan Rim is a fan favorite for Wayne Hills.
And Martinez just adding on 2 more points for him. Hills goes up 23 with 2.5 to go.
Dan Rim, the very popular senior number 2, has been in very few times this year, but when he is in, he makes an impact. Last minutes he was in, he drawed a foul, and he got some points as well. As he comes in, number 2, Dan Rim.
Well, this place is heating up. The noise is getting up there. And with the second team coming in, I'm going to let you take over, Max, because you know the names better than I do.
Absolutely. Glad to take over. An honor to have John Vittas with here, and a soon-to-be very famous Wayne Hills alum who's hailing from College Park, Maryland, who is joining us from the University of Maryland. We have a Terp with us up here in the stands today.
We'll see about soon to be very famous, but I'm doing my best.
As Hogan looks to do something here. It's great to see all the students that came out despite the loss, despite midterms going on right now. These kids are putting out 2 exams a day and coming out here at night, blowing off some steam in a very surprisingly positive environment here, celebrating the life of late coach John Goldstein. As Brian Chong's in, Flash will... Jeremy Peterson, nicknamed Young Flashy, number 21, the senior, and makes a great play.
Guys, I don't think it should be overlooked that these boys coming in the game right now are Coach Goldie's boys. This is some JV players coming in, and on a varsity stage want to show up for their coach.
Absolutely. Look at Brian Chong, number 13, a junior, a stud on the JV team. They're bringing him out tonight and trying to see what he could do on a varsity level.
And Coach Grimes takes an interesting time out here. He has his clipboard with him. He's drawing something up there. I couldn't tell you what it is, man. You never know. You've seen crazier things. Maybe it's something for Dan Rim.
Absolutely. You look at this court right now, and it is mostly JV squad. And it's important. When you see Kevin Grimes, what has impressed me most with him the entire season is he knows exactly who to put in, exactly when to put him in, for all the right reasons. A great coach. What an impact the kid has left first year on the team.
Talk about famous announcers. My buddy Mike's getting some love over here on this end.
Not trying to be cocky or anything, but I guess I am a fan favorite, John. I don't know what to tell you.
As Lakeland will go to the line for 2 shots. Number 10 puts the first one up. Makes it. As Wayne Hills has a very comfortable lead with under 2 minutes left, it is safe to say that Wayne Hills has put a W in the books. Coming at you next week, we have a doubleheader of Wayne Hills versus Wayne Valley, boys and girls varsity. Girls at 5:30, boys at 7. Both doubleheader will be taking place here. Very exciting game. Wayne Hills coming off a very nice win from Wayne Valley earlier in the season. As Dan Rim pulled out a spin move, makes the 3, puts it up, just misses. As the fan favorite Dan Rim almost put 3 points on the board.
You have zero clue how bad these students wanted Dan Rim to knock down that 3.
Absolutely, with about a minute 30 left, he has the ball again. Hogan has it, will draw the foul. Very good call here. Number 10, who just went to the line for Lakeland, actually pulls the foul on Hogan. Hogan's a player we haven't really seen at the free throw line this much in the season, so it's very, I'm very excited to see what he's going to do here.
Again, Hogan, primarily a JV star, but as a junior, you know, he comes off the bench and he provides some big points for Wayne Hills here and there. You know, they call him the sniper on the team. He's really got a quick trigger and it usually goes down for him.
Oh, absolutely. A JV stud who dresses varsity and sits on the bench. He knows that when Kevin Grimes puts him in, it's for something important, and he better turn on.
There's no JV in varsity today, guys. It's Wayne Hills and Wayne Hills and Wayne Hills. This is what it's all about for Coach Goldie. These are his boys making plays.
Great play here as Dan Rim gets the stuff and the 2 points, and this stadium and this gym, I've never heard it more loud in my 4 years here in high school.
And this gym is electrified by Dan Rim. It's a fan favorite.
A stunning stop by the fan favorite, senior number 2, Daniel Rim. A foul here called, as looks like a big guy here, number 32, will head to the line. Lakeland definitely came here expecting at least a good contest, but Wayne Hills had another plan tonight as they decided to bring all the stops out and do whatever they can as young, flashy Jeremy Peterson picks up the rebound.
And they haven't had enough. They want Rim again. They really want Rim again.
Palzewski has the shot, misses it. Number 10 will scoop it up for the Lancers. With about 45 seconds left here, Lancers just throwing around the ball, trying to make something happen. Makes a good 3-point there. As Dan Rim throws it inside to Hogan. Hogan just toying with the ball. Looks like we'll have 2 more possessions here left in this game. And a loud and proud "We Love Goldie" here chant will take us to the end of the game here. As Hogan dancing around, looking to get by, hits Peterson on the outside. Peterson could be a travel there. Chong takes it. A 3 by Dan Rim. Just misses it.
This crowd would have went into an absolute frenzy if Dan Rim would have knocked down that
Absolutely. 9 seconds left. It looks like your final score here is going to be the Wayne Hills come up on top, 84 to. Are they going to make a 3-point here? Are they not? And the time runs out. Your final score here being Wayne Hills 84, Lancers 62. We'll be right back with some post-game coverage.
You know, lots changed this year. You know, new coach always brings a new attitude. Coach Grimes is a very positive coach. He's very energetic, and I think our kids are absolutely feeding off of that. Another major change is young infusion of talent. You know, Joey Kenny moved up from the freshman team. He's a sophomore starting now. Dorian Hodge, who saw very, very, very limited minutes as a freshman on the varsity level. He's now a full-time varsity guy as a sophomore starting. And, you know, every year kids grow up. They get that 1 year older and 1 year better. So, you know, they've had like a whole off season to work on their game, and kids usually come, you know, better than they were the previous year. And with Coach Grimes instilling, you know, his new attitude, I think things are looking good for the Patriots.
Welcome back after the game here, where Eric Martinez and his squad, the Wayne Hills Patriots, defeated Lakeland Lancers 84-62. Eric, how do you feel coming off such an important game?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that this game would be huge because of the whole thing that happened with our coach, and you know, all the emotions were running through us in practice yesterday, came into the game today. We had a really emotional time in the locker room, and you know, we just came out, and I think it showed on the court. You know, the JV team took care of business. They were trying to win by 41, which happened to be Coach Goldstein's age. They ended up winning by 39, which was huge, and we ended up getting a big win too. It felt great to get it for him. It was absolutely for him.
Absolutely. Record-breaking student section here. How do you think the students helped you guys win tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it all along. The support that Wayne Hills has, the family feel is just unbelievable. The students, they came out to games before. They've been great, but this was just unreal. You know, looking around, both bleachers down, everyone filled, people standing. It's just an unbelievable feeling. It helped us so much, and we couldn't thank the student section and the fans enough.
Last but not least, mentally, what was your game plan coming into the game with such a rough past few days mentally? How are you going to shake it off and play a great game tonight?
You know, obviously, Coach, he scouts every team, scouts every game, gives us the matchups. You know, it was tough to do that for this game. Actually, we scouted them on Sunday, and Goldie was the one to scout them. So we didn't have much on them. We didn't know what our matchups were. The goal was to just go out there and give it our all, and hopefully it'd be enough, and it turns out it was.
Eric, great talking with you. Thank you so much. Great win. We'll come back next week as the Wayne Hills Patriots take on the Wayne Valley Indians here at home. I'm Max Blake, joined along Wayne Hills alumni John Vittas and my co-host Mike DiFiore, wishing you a safe week, and we'll be back next week.
Wayne Hills basketball, back on the map.